everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Amber and today we are going to do a very much overdue book haul. To be completely honest, this is a video that I've kind of been putting off for a while now. I have acquired way too many books over the past 2 or 3 months, but I think for my own sanity, because in total I think I have close to or maybe even over 70 books to talk about, I'm gonna go ahead and separate this video into 2 parts. So the first part will be the books that I either got for free through free little libraries or purchased through normal retailers like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Half Price Books. And then the second video will include a little bit of vlogging as I went thrifting and then all of my thrifting finds, which there were a lot, so stay tuned for that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the books separated as far as where I purchased them from or acquired them from. So let's go ahead and dive right in because we definitely still have a lot to talk about. So I think to start, I'm going to begin with the books that I have purchased from Amazon and Barnes & Noble. These are books that I've probably already featured on some type of vlog, so some of them may look familiar if you've seen any of my previous videos, but let's go ahead and start. I actually have only purchased one book from Amazon in the past, I think 3 or 4 months, so that seems like a win to me, but that one book is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This is a book, like I said, that I have talked about in other videos, but essentially this was a book choice that was picked for Books and Heather's Patreon as like a buddy read for the month. And I'm sad to say I did not get to it. I feel like I have this happen a lot to me where I have such high ambitions to get to books and I really want to do buddy reads with people and different groups like on Bookstagram, and unfortunately my ambitions are usually a lot higher than my actual like follow through, which is terrible. I just am really busy and so I have a hard time sticking to everything that I try to commit to, but I did pick this one up and I am very excited about it. Basically in this story, as far as I know, it sounds like the female main character ends up stumbling into her own version of like a novel. I think she ends up getting lost and she essentially stumbles into this like fictional world where she recognizes people in the town from like stories that she's read before. I'm sure that synopsis is probably terrible and maybe even a little bit wrong, but I am really excited for it. I have heard mixed things about it. I don't think this is everyone's favorite Ashley Poston book, but I do still think that it sounds like a really cute, sweet romance, and I'm eager to get to it. All right, so transitioning really quickly, because like I said, that was the only book that I had from Amazon. The next stack is going to be books that I have purchased through Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to go through those ones fairly quickly because, again, I know that I've talked about these ones in previous videos. So the first 2 I have, I definitely know that I mentioned in a vlog. I think this one was the vlog where I was purchasing items for my home to get ready for Halloween and for spooky season. And those 2 books are The Dead Romantics, also by Ashley Poston. I have heard amazing things about this one, and I really think that of the 3 like adult romance books that she has out currently, this seems to be like the fan favorite. So I am a little concerned because I do think this one ends up being a touch more sad. But again, obviously I'm eager to get to these books as I have purchased 2 of the 3 in the last few months. So very excited. And then the other one that I got in that video was Daydream by Hannah Grace. Unfortunately, you'll probably hear me talk a lot in this video about books that I'm purchasing that I have not read or honestly have not even picked up the first book in the series. And that is because I wholeheartedly believe that reading and buying books are 2 completely different hobbies. And I feel like I'm maybe a little more successful at the book buying than I am the reading, but I do still try. But this is the 3rd book in the Maple Hills Interconnected series that she is doing, the first book being Icebreaker and the second one being Wildfire. I have heard everyone just loving this and falling over themselves at how much they have enjoyed this book. So I definitely picked it up because I was hearing good things and because the cover is stunning. I absolutely love it. But I definitely for sure have heard that this ends up being most people's favorite couple and favorite book so far in the series. So I really need to jump on it and get going with this series. And the last 4 books that I have from my Barnes & Noble stack are 4 books that I literally just hauled in a video that just went up, and those are the 3 books in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe series. I don't know if this series has its own name, but that includes the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, and the Christmas Tree Farm. Again, these are books that I cannot wait to get to. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe is extremely high on my TBR, and I am actually trying to read all 3 of these before Christmas, or at least around the Christmas time, so that I can make sure to read that 3rd book in the right season, because it is set at Christmas time and that one is such a sweet cover. I absolutely love the detailing and the sweet little dog on the porch. But so excited about those. And then the 4th book that I have from that same shopping trip was A Pirate's Life for Tea, which is the 2nd book in this series. This is the one that has the pretty orange sprayed edges, and ironically I actually have the 1st book in this haul as well, so unfortunately they're a little out of order, but I did want to pick up the 2nd one because I'm really eager to get to the 1st one, and it was on sale as part of their buy one get one half off deal, so I am excited to have this one as well. And I really apparently need to get started on some of these series because I have so many that I need to get to. So switching gears a little bit, I am going to now talk about books that I have purchased from Half Price Books. I did a thrifting and Half Price Books trip with my best friend, and these are the books that I picked up on that trip. So I might as well kick off the first book, kind of ending off where we talked about with Barnes & Noble, and that is Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, which is the 1st book in the series that I was just talking about. This series is a cozy fantasy series that is oftentimes compared to Legends Lattes. I think it has a similar vibe. I think it even includes a bookstore or maybe like a tea shop, and so they just have very similar tones. But I have heard good things about this one, and then now that the 2nd book is out, I'm even more eager to get to it, so hopefully I can add this to my TBR soon. The next 2 books that I have are both Ruth Ware books. I am currently trying to collect all of her books because I do just really enjoy her writing, and ever since I got the chance to meet her earlier this year, I've just made it kind of my mission to have her entire backlist. So the 2 that I picked up from Half Price Books are The Lying Game, which I know is one of her very first. This might be maybe her 2nd or 3rd novel that was released. And then I also have The Death of Mrs. Westaway, which both of these books are ones that I have not read yet, but I do now obviously own, so I can get to them quickly. The only 2 books that I have read from her are One by One, and I did start her newest book, One Perfect Couple, and I was really loving it. I just had too many things on my plate, so I did set that one aside, but I clearly need to get going on her backlist because I think she has like 9 or 10 books out now, so I definitely have a lot to read, and I am eager to get to some of these, especially this one. The Death of Mrs. Westaway I think is some people's favorite by her, so that definitely does make me very intrigued. I also picked up a middle grade when I was at Half Price Books. This is one that I've seen around for quite a while, and it just sounds really cute. I do think it's kind of one of those books that has like a story within a story and has a lot to do with books, and that is Pages and Code, The Book Wanderers. This one gives me very similar vibes to the Land of Stories series by Chris Colfer, which I have read, I think, the first 2 books in that series, but I need to continue on with it because it is really cute and sweet. And I definitely thought that this was one that my kids might even enjoy. If you don't know, I do have 3 children, and I just thought it was something cute and sweet and would be a quick, fun read. And then the last book that I got from Half Price Books is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I am collecting the series. I think the only one that I still need now is Reckless, but I did see this one just half price and it's in like literally perfect condition, so I went ahead and just picked it up. I have started Flawless and I'm still currently working through it, but I have heard nothing but amazing things about this series. This is the Chestnut Spring series, which follows a bunch of interconnected characters who mainly center around a farm and cowboys that live in Canada. This series seems to be very well loved, and like I said, I have started Flawless, but I clearly have a long way to go, so I need to get to those again very soon. I know, I'm a broken record. Okay, so the next stack that I have next to me are actually books that I have picked up from free little libraries in my area. I do have one close to me, so I do try to rotate some books in there. And then, of course, if I see something that really intrigues me, I sometimes will pick up a book as well. And the first two books that I have are books that I'm excited about. I do have a soft goal of collecting all of these books, but I have a very long way to go. And those are Agatha Christie books. I have The Closed Casket and the ABC Murders here, and these are two that I obviously don't already own. I am excited to add them to my collection. Agatha Christie is obviously very much an icon, and a lot of mystery and thriller writers often will name her as an inspiration or, maybe even a reason why they got into writing. So I'm excited to add these to my collection. I think I have maybe 7 or 8 of her books now. The next one I picked up is a thriller that I have heard a lot about, and I've heard good things. However, I will say that I am a little bit concerned and wary of the subject matter. Even though I am excited, I don't know if this will be one that I will actually get to, or maybe I will just redonate it. I am wanting to kind of look at some reviews, but I also don't want to be fully spoiled. So nonetheless, that is The Quiet Tenant. Again, this is a thriller that I want to say came out last year and has had a lot of good buzz, but from what I know, it does sound like it is about a serial killer, I believe, that traps his victims in this like outside shed. And so I am concerned about some of the trigger warnings that might be included, but I did see it and was interested in it, so I did go ahead and pick that one up. Then the next one is definitely a bit of a throwback. I have wanted to read this series for quite a while, and although I am definitely not like the right age demographic anymore for these types of series, I do really still enjoy YA, which is what this book is, and so I still wanted to pick it up because I do think it is a book that is something that I would enjoy, and that is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi, and this is, I believe, a trilogy. This is being the first book. I know people kind of get upset when this is related or compared to Six of Crows, but of course that is what I have heard about it. I think it is a heist story about a group of characters or people that come together to pull off a heist, and that does sound like a lot of fun to me. I do know that there is like a lot of like puzzles and things like that in this book, if I'm not mistaken, and so that definitely sounds like an element of a story that I would really enjoy. And then the last book is the most recent one that I picked up at a free little library, and honestly is the one that I am the most excited about. I pulled up to the free little library and I caught a glimpse of what I thought this book was, but I was really confused at first because I was like, I don't recognize that cover, and that is because it is the brand new Hunger Games illustrated version. So I had just barely seen that this was even a thing. I do own a couple of the Harry Potter illustrated books, and they're actually right there, but I had just seen that they were coming out with one for the Hunger Games, and when I pulled up, all I saw was the spine, and I was like, I don't recognize that spine. And also it looked a lot bigger than the paperbacks and hardcovers that I've seen before. Yeah, this is basically in perfect condition. It does have a little bit of tearing on the dust jacket, but honestly, other than that, it is like brand new. Like there is no markings on the pages whatsoever. And I am just so excited about this. Yeah, I actually have wanted to, sorry, just giving a little bit of a sneak peek. These illustrations are beautiful. They are in black and white, but they're very stunning. But I have wanted to read the Hunger Games trilogy for quite a while now. I actually did read the first book back when I was a teenager, but I don't know that I actually ever read the full series. And so now having this, I absolutely will be rereading it, and I will read it with the illustrated version because I think that is a lot of fun. But I was just flabbergasted at finding that at a free little library. I don't know, somebody maybe got like a damaged copy and just like wanted to rebuy it or something, but their loss is my gain, and I'm really excited about that. So that was super exciting to find. All right, we are on our final stack of books, and these are going to be my book of the month choices for the months of September, October, and November. I will say that I really think that book of the month has upped their game in the last couple of months. I hate to say it, but I was a little bit disappointed by some of their book choices throughout the summer. In fact, I think that I skipped a few months in a row because I just really wasn't that excited about the titles that they were putting out. But I will say that I think they more than made up for that in the last couple of months because I have been so excited about their book choices. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the book that I picked for the month of September, and that is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is honestly one that I do not know that much about at all, but I did hear that it had a little bit of a similar vibe to Caraval, which I did really enjoy. I do definitely think that this is more of like an adult version of that, but the cover was really beautiful, and I have heard really good things about this so far. I know a lot of people have picked it up in recent months, so I am excited to get to this one. It is a bit of a chunker. I was surprised when I received it to see how big it was. And we're like right about 500 pages. So I do want to get to this one, but it may be a little bit before I pick this one up, but still excited to have it. Also, I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like this might be the start of a series because I did notice on the back that it has a 1 on it. So let me know if you know anything about that. I am curious if this is part of a series because I did not know that. All right, and then moving into October, I actually picked out 3 books. I was very excited about their book choices, and you will see too for the books that I have for the months of October and November that they really killed it as far as book choices because a lot of these books are books that I talked about in my most anticipated releases videos for either quarter 3 or quarter 4. So the fact that I now own a lot of them due to book of the month is something that makes me very happy. But I do think that this is the only one that I had in the quarter 3 video, and that is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. This is the same author as the Thursday Murder Club series, which is very beloved, and I do own, I think, the first book in the Thursday Murder Club, but I have not picked it up, but I really do want to. And this one is the start of, I believe, a new series where we basically follow a father and his daughter as they solve murders. And so this is one that sounds really cute and sweet. And if you've heard me in any of my videos before, then you will know that I really love mysteries and thrillers. They are the ones that I pick up the most. So I am very eager to get to this one. All right, the next one is one that I did talk about in my quarter 4 anticipated releases, and that is The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulak. And this is the author of Hidden Pictures, which is a book that I know a lot of people were reading and either loved or really disliked. And unfortunately, I've been hearing the same things about this one. I am still eager to pick it up, but I do think that this one maybe missed the mark a little bit. I think the vibes are there, but I have heard that it's a bit slow, and I'm not sure that people have been loving the ending. So that does disappoint me a little bit, but this is still one that I'm really excited to get to, and we'll hopefully pick it up soon. All right, and then the last one for the month of October is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and this is highly, 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 highly anticipated by me. I am so eager to get to a Frida McFadden. This is obviously her most recent release. I'm not going to say too much about it because honestly, I don't know a ton, but I do have plans for this one in an upcoming video, so hopefully you'll see that one from me very soon. And yeah, excited. All right, and then rounding it out, I have the final 2 books for this haul. These are the 2 books that I picked up this month in my Book of the Month box, so the month of November. And the first one in that box was The Road of Bones, which I do not know anything about, but I had been seeing this cover around quite a bit recently, and then when I saw that it was on the book of the month for their options, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I just saw now that it does say book 1, so it does look like this is part of a series as well, and this one is also a chunk. My goodness. Wow, this one is upwards of 500 pages, so that does intimidate me a little bit, but the cover is absolutely stunning, and I think that this one has to do with like Norse mythology. I could be wrong. It does say that her name is Scylla Nordvig. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not know a thing about this, but I do want to try and get into some more fantasy very soon. I typically don't read a lot, but I do find that a lot of their books intrigue me and sound really interesting. So I hopefully will get to this one soon and rip that band-aid off of avoiding fantasy, because I do own so many of them and there's really no reason for me to be avoiding them. So I just need to expand my reading adventures a little bit more. All right, and then the final book for this haul is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. Again, don't really know that much about this one, but it does just look like a sweet contemporary romance. The only thing I do really know about this book is that our female main character has recently gone through a divorce, and I'm guessing she is finally ready to kind of put herself out there. It looks like she goes on a variety of dates with different men, and it just sounds like a good time. Sophie Cousins is an author that I hear really good things about, and I do want to pick up more of her books. So when I saw that her most recent book was one of the choices for the Book of the Month box, I went ahead and jumped on it because I knew that this was going to be one that I really wanted to read. All right, guys, that is it. That wraps up at least part 1 of the haul. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on today's video. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below if you want to. I would really love for you to stick around, and I will see you again very soon with part 2. Like I said, that video will include a little bit of vlogging as I did some book thrifting, and then all of the exciting finds that I found in the Goodwills in my area. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye!